Well, I'm back fishing again. Why am I back fishing? Because I enjoy it. Don't enjoy the travelling, but it weren't too bad today, to be honest. And yeah, we're here to try and catch another cod. They seem to be all around the country at the minute. A bit more prolific down south, but it'd go travel down there. It is the 14th of September. It was exactly 7 days ago I caught my codlin. 45 centimetre codlin, chuffed to bits. I mean, I haven't caught a codlin so early in the year on this coast, or anywhere really, to be honest. And to catch a codlin on your own coast, well, it ain't my coast, is it? But the coast that I frequent the most, I'm really chuffed and really happy with. So that's one ticked off, isn't it? But we're here to try and get another one. Perhaps they're coming in early this season, but yeah. So that's what we're doing. Got a slight gully in front of me. I'm at the end of it. It's fatter in the middle, and then it disappears again. It's where I caught the cod the last time. So I wasn't meant to be coming here, but I'll tell you about that in a minute, because we've got a cut for credits. And Gordon, it's a bit busy on this beach, mate. Look at this. Cut for credits. Yeah, we're going to try and catch ourselves another codlin. Yeah, probably got my work cut out for me, but they're out there, aren't they? They must be out there. So it's Wednesday again, Wednesday the 14th of September. I'm on the Yorkshire coast fishing. Yes, it's the same place. Am I bothered? No, because it's one of the closest places for me to get to on this coast due to the roads. And that's where I'm fishing. I wasn't meant to be here, as I just said a few seconds ago. I was meant to be at another mark, which when you see me there, I'm not going to shout it out because obviously somebody's bound to go there next, but yeah, when you see it you'll know where I am. And I've got all my stuff ready for it. I've just got to change a couple of bits. I've took some tip eyes off my rods to make them a bit bigger, just to help me out if there's any weed, but hopefully it'll be okay. So I'm getting myself organised and sorted, tied more rigs. I'm going to tie some more rigs as well. Oh, I've got elastic band down it. I'm going to tie more rigs so that they're all pulley rigs, but rotten bottoms on. I've tied rotten bottoms to the weights, rotten bottoms to the rigs. So yeah, got to get some different weights. Hopefully they'll come. If not, I'll just have to muddle on. But yeah, today's tides for where I was going to go fish, and you will see me fishing there, were perfect, but they weren't at the right time of the day. It would have been a rush getting there, and it just possibly gets me sort of like starting to get into a rage, doesn't it? I need to be able to get there, so I've got 3 or 4 hours, you know, before I can start fishing properly. And I've got plenty of time to get there, get set up, get organised, because it's a new place for me. So, but yeah, that's enough of that. You will see me there. So I've come here today. Tide is at 8 o'clock, just gone, and we'll see what's about. Hopefully fishing into darkness. It's a 5.7 metre tide. Hopefully we'll get something. It's a little bit choppy, it's not too bad. It'll get choppier as it comes up this beach, but you never know, do you? That's what you got to be here, ain't you, to have a line in the water to give yourself a chance. It is still early in the season, but they're there. You know they're there because I've caught one. Can't keep that quiet anymore, can I? I've kept it quiet long enough until that video went out last week. But yeah, I caught that on the 7th. So apart from a few southern anglers down south, and the lads up on the northeast coast, I think I've done quite well. Mind you, it's lucky one fish into it, but you still got to be there to to catch it, ain't you? And I was. My Ziplex rods, they're coming on. I've painted all the tips because numpty air forgot to paint the tips, so they're still waiting for them to go hard. If you they're dry now, but if you put your thumbnail finger on it, it'll probably leave an imprint. So they're still going off. By next week, hopefully they'll be right. Might be able to use one. I'm now starting to rebuild the 2500 LM Sippies. I've got one to do. I'm going to strip that and colour the blank and the blank of the butt, ready to whip. I'll even be able to whip the eyes on, but I won't be able to do the high build until August. The other rod, I've just got to tart that up a bit that I got from that I picked up from Alan, that I got from John. A little bit of tarting up on that'll be done first, and I'll be able to use that for estuary fishing. Be nice to use that with fixed bill. And yeah, I might have another rod to tart up, but I'm going to use that now and do that in the spring stroke summer. I've got a bit of stuff to test out and try and hone my skills, because I've got to dye it purple, and I've got all the stuff coming. I think it's quite easy, just don't put so much pigment in. I want to return it back to how it was, but that's another story. You'll see that rod. And but yeah, didn't have a rod to fish with a 0 plus, so I can't take a Kenzaki and a 0 plus, can I? They've got to be old rods for an old video. Anyhow, what I'm going to do is cut it. So I'll just show you my rigs today. It is the same rig as I was using last week. I've got to sharpen them. So I've got a flapper rig on. Let me show you here, on a 5-ounce weight. That should hold bottom. And on this one, I've got a single snood clip down on an SRT spring with one of them bloody clips on the bottom. So that's what I'm using. Single hook clip down with a spring on it to enable it to release, hopefully. And just a 2-hook flapper, and that 2-hook flapper is what I caught my codling on. So we're going to bait the 2-hook flapper up with strips of squid, and the other one is going to have crab, squid, carp and squid, lugworm and squid. We're going out for the winter fish, because in my opinion they're rare. They might not be many, but if I can catch one, hopefully I might be able to catch 2. Nice colour in the water. We've got a northeasterly wind, which isn't brilliant, but it's blowing about 10 mile an hour, gusting to 13. Tomorrow it's going up to 17 to 20 mile an hour, and by the weekend I think it's 20 to 27 mile an hour. So the reason I'm fishing today is because I can, and it enables me to avoid all that wind at the weekend. I'm on my own, nothing new there lately, is there? But Shane's at work, he can't fish. He could get down there tonight, I suppose, but sometimes after a day at work you don't really feel like doing it at our age. I'm afraid to say sometimes you just get them and you flop down and you nod off, don't you? And that's life for old men and women, because the wife fell asleep last night. There's somebody down on the beach right down there, walking on the beach. So I haven't brought my big stick with me, so hopefully I'll be safe, because I'm fishing into dark, you know. I'm a bit concerned, but I'm sure I'll be all right. I'll be casting out shortly. I might leave it a few more minutes. I might have a sandwich, drink of water, and then I'll bring you back as soon as I'm ready to cast out. Will the cast be good? I think they might. We're going to overhead chuck the flapper rig, and the other one we're going to send it to the horizon, because I need a new badge. Well, I've chucked that over there. There's a bigger hole. The gully's wider over further along. If I was to walk 100 yards further, I'd probably be better off. But as the tide comes up, it'll get deeper in front of me anyhow, and it'll puddle up. I'm at the start of the channel, the gully in front of me, and that can't be a bad thing, but time will tell. So I'll just walk to the right and chuck, and we'll see what happens. I don't really want to walk down there, to be honest. It's just a pleasure fishing. You know what I mean. Right, I've set the top. Ooh, I've set the, because that could be tide, couldn't it? I've well, what was I going to say then? Yeah, a woman just walked past. She got down at that end and she walked all the way up that end, and she's now walking back. But she said to me when she walked past Wivensea the other day, she said she saw 2 cliff slides where a load of stuff come down. She said there's nothing you can do about it, but you just got to be aware. So people that are fishing this coast, just be aware that them cliffs can go at any time, even the ones you're walking up. Bit chilly. Yeah, well, I've just chucked one out because we'll see if there's any weed out there, and I cast to the right and it'll probably just beach the thing, to be honest, but I'll just have to put a bigger weight on. But the only weights I've got are 5 and 6 ounce. Didn't bring any 7s, did I? It's bouncing. Have to wait and see, won't we? Nice if that sun come out like last week. Last week was lovely. Sun was out, weren't it? Oh, I'd like to apologise to the meltdown with the squid flying off. Every cast the squid flew off. It was like, what am I fishing? You know, put your baits on that fly off. So changed my rig, put slightly bigger hooks on with bait holders on it, and it stayed on from then on. So hopefully today there's no meltdowns, no ranting, just want a cushy fishing trip. See you in a bit. Well, first cast, you know the drill, went to the left. But yeah, I'm trying something slightly different with the cast now. I'm trying to, I don't never get this foot placement right with my left foot. My right arm keeps collapsing. I saw it in last week's video, which was Bootle Beach. And sun's on my back, I can feel some warmth. So yeah, I could see my arm collapsing all the time. Alan keeps saying to me my arm collapses, and there it was collapsing. So yeah, got things to sort out. When I meet up with Alan, he'll polish me off, hopefully. Excuse the pun. But yeah, he'll sort me out. But what I'm doing today, I shall carry on doing that. I shall be able to look back and see what I'm doing. It might go right. Don't know why it keeps going to the left so badly. I really don't know. But I'm not here to talk about my casting because people don't like it. Well, some people don't. And after the Bootle video, I don't know if I'll have any subscribers left. I don't think there's many cyclists that go fishing though, is there? And I weren't talking about all cyclists, not at all. Just this particular idiot that told me to stop. I mean, what on earth's all that about? But we're not going into that, into the here, there's and everywheres. We're here to fish. It's a cracking day. We've got a bit of water on. Hopefully, yeah. You see, I'm not used to water like this. I like it flat calm. Even in the river. When I caught that big cod of mine, which is my biggest cod, it's my personal best, even that was in the, it was flat calm that day. But the rod tips are holding up. These Kenzacki's are all right. We'll have to see. I might have to change my weights to 6 ounce. But that's still dragging. It's over there, but then I cast it over there. So, and that one swinging round. We'll just have to keep an eye on it, see what happens. I shall get another rig out. I shall get it baited up because it's not too hot, so the bait won't go off. And I'll put 6 ounce weight on it. The flapper rig, that's on there for the duration. When I bring that in, I'll sharpen all the hook points because I didn't sharpen them before I put it out. And I never sharpened them while I was at home in the garage. So we'll give them a sharpen and then bait that up. And I shall get another rig baited up now. I'll see you in a bit. Right, let's get this first rod that I casted out with the flapper rig on. We're going to reel it in because it's moving about. I think it's just the waves, and I want to see if there's any weed on it anyhow. So and see what the bait's like. Got a bit of weed on it, but that don't matter, does it? I'll get this took off, get it re-baited up. We'll throw it out a bit further this time. A lot better. I remember Alan saying to me, don't have it so far behind you because you're dragging it round, it becomes heavy. So instead of So I walked down from the beach, from where the weight was, which then made the rod going from like this to like this, went straight. So ain't gonna be straight now because it's moving from left to right. There's quite a strong pull from left to right today. Bit of weed, but I don't mind the weed. Weed like that, it's not a problem. It's a bit of bladderwrack, bit of red stuff, and a bit of like grass, really. But it is what it is. Today's the day I'm here. I am here because it's going to be terrible at the weekend. Got to be in it to win it though, ain't you? I think as this water comes up, these waves will calm down a bit, probably. Trouble is the waves are hitting the line and it's making the rods tap a bit, so we'll see what we see. We'll do what we do. If we catch, we catch. Yeah, driving there, I got some weed on my line. Driving there, I had one incident, and that was this bloke was driving down the road. He was 2.5, 3 foot on a back road in the countryside with no white lines over from his verge, and I thought I ain't gonna get through here. And I was ranting and raging, but you find that with some drivers, don't you? If they're in a white line, they struggle, don't they? But he was flying along at stupid miles an hour as well. You sometimes think to yourself, well, I can't say what I think to myself really. But I'm gonna have to tighten my line up, I think. It's in the water, I've got weed on it. We'll have to see what happened. I am fishing here. Do I fish up to high water and then go high water's at 8. Knowing what this beach is like, you can catch on the ebb, but last Wednesday when I was there, I didn't catch on the ebb at all. It was one fish on the tide coming in, and that was it. Never know with fishing. Every day, every session, every tide is different. But we're here giving it a go. I certainly don't want to be fishing in the wind. I might even start the Shah this weekend. Time will tell. When this video goes up and goes live, would I have started the Shah? By then it'd be nearly finished. So we'll have to wait and see. I've got some other stuff to do. Got another rod bag to make. I mean, that's more important, isn't it? But see you in a bit. Well, this isn't fishing, but when you're watching this, the Queen died last week, and I did mention about Philip when he passed away, and you might not agree with the royalty or the royal family, or you might do. It's irrelevant really, I'm just saying what I think. She's done a lot of good, and she was a lovely person, but she's had a good innings, 96 years. I hope that I get to that and am still functional, hopefully. I doubt it, but I hope I am. So she's had a good innings, but her death was quite not a shock, it was very sudden. Now some people would say, and I would say, that a sudden death is far better than a lingering one. With the Queen passing away, when I look at the Queen, it reminds me of my mum a lot. And I'm not saying that they're a carbon copy of one another, because they're leagues apart. But not as mothers they aren't, you know, not as mothers. And when I look at the Queen, always reminded me a bit of my mum. I mean, I got a picture of my mum. You know, if you put a colourful hat on my mum's head, they look the same. Not exactly all the features, but the same, you know. White hair and just old, you know. I guess it's an old thing. But it was not a shock, but it was, well, I don't know what the word is really, because none of this is scripted. It's, which you can tell. It weren't a shock, but it was, I mean, I shed a tear, I'll be honest, I shed a tear. Because, and the reason being, it's not nice. She's done no one any harm, she's done good for the country. Other people would say she hasn't. But she has done good for the country, in my opinion. And where was I going with this? But when you look at it, when I look at her, I could see my mum. I only lost my mum a few years ago, really. And when you see the Queen, when I see the Queen and everything going on, just reminds me of my mother. So obviously I started shedding a tear, but it was sudden, probably for the best. I wouldn't want to have a lingering death. I'd like to go to bed at night and then never wake up in the morning. Not good for your partner. I would say by the time that happens with me and Karen will probably have had enough of me totally by then. Yeah, I just wanted to say that condolences. Nobody's going to watch this that matters, you know, of that standing in society. But yeah, I'd just like to say that condolences for the Queen, and long live the King, eh? What a thing, eh? And today, the media, I believe, I've been watching, I had GB News on today because Eamon Holmes is on there. I like Eamon, and many of the others. I like them all really. And the media are having a pop at Charlie because he got frustrated with his pen leak, and it leaked on Camilla's hands as well. And he was getting short-tempered and he said bloody hell and this, that and the other. And the media, I don't know what they've said, but they've been creating about it apparently, according to GB News. But to be honest, he hasn't had any time to mourn. He had the time to mourn the day he shot up to Balmoral and was there that night. And since that evening, or that morning when he left as King Charlie III, he hadn't had no time to mourn. I know what it was like when I was mourning. God forsake anybody that spoke to me out of tune, because but then he's different breeding, isn't he? But he hasn't had no time to mourn. And things like pens, just like bait elastic with me, or squid flying off a hook, or this, that and the other, the GoPro, you know, you lose your temper and you get frustrated. And me, I show it a bit more, but all he was doing was just showing his own emotions through something stupid and idiotic of a bloody pen that's leaked. Perhaps he should use a big pen. Probably wouldn't have leaked unless he sucked the end. Then it leaks in your back pocket. But now it's ridiculous, isn't it, the media sometimes? They've all been busy doing whatever they got to do, and they got a mother that's died. I mean, I know what that's like. It's, you know, it's terrible. But they still got to carry and do the job, haven't they? So anyhow, I didn't want any more than that. That's just it. It's just a shame that she's died. But in my opinion, at least it was sudden, and she had a good innings, didn't she? She's a lovely woman. And she had a cracking smile as well, a bit like my mum also. Anyhow, these rods are bouncing about. I've got weed on my line, blowing up my line over there. That's over there. That was over there. This one's moving now, but it's not moving as fast because it's 6 ounce weight. But it's all good. just means I've got to bring it in sooner, and then there'll be less weed on it, won't there? So we're here to fish today. Let's see what we get. See you in a bit. Bait's not even been touched. Look at that. Look at that. It's exactly the same as it went out. I'm going to put it out again. Sod it. The new one out with the bigger weight on. I forgot about the weight. Just in case it's windy, I'll put a different rig on with a bigger weight. Oh dear. Right, let's get this casted out. Put you where? I'll be back in a bit. Well, that didn't go to plan. Nothing felt right on it though, to be honest. But I still just chucked it out. It's gone out, but it didn't go out far because it came unhooked, of all things. And that's with a Gemini release clip. What's all that about, eh? Even when you pull it through the sand, it's pulling against the little plunger, isn't it? But it come unhooked. Fantastic clips them. Gotta use them because there's nothing else, but well, there's Trident clips, but I've got them as well, but that's what I've got at the minute. But it's out there, it's a fresh bait. I'll put another fresh bait out anyhow, but that bait that's just come in, it's not been touched. Look. Nothing wrong with it, is there? As it went out. So it's not meant to rain today. It's now wind's picking up, but it's meant to pick up throughout the day. And yeah, as long as you can hear me. If you can't hear me, it ain't a bad thing, is it? But it is Wednesday. My video will go live again tonight at 7. I'd like to say thanks to all subscribers. All those that comment means the world to me. People pretty much comment straight away now as well. A year or so ago, they'd be still commenting come Monday, Tuesday, but not anymore. It's like all done in one hit, which is handy. But yeah, if you feel like you want to comment throughout the thing, keep commenting. It helps the algorithm on the channel. But yeah, all subscribers, all members, thank you very much. I know I don't do a lot for the members, But with all the travelling and everything, and the length of the videos that I do, rightly or wrongly, they're that length because that's what I enjoy, basically. That's why. And obviously it takes Tom a lot of editing time, so to do other stuff as well probably won't happen until I learn to edit, because life is busy nowadays, and all the travelling I do to fish, the fishing session, filming, it's all a lot of effort. And then afterwards I've got to clean all my gear, retie rigs, bin rigs. It's what we enjoy doing, but it still takes time. Got 2 jobs to do as well, and one of those jobs is probably taking a back seat at the minute, which ain't going to be good for my retirement. So I'm in a bit of a dilemma. But as soon as I can do something else, then I'll do something for the members. But for now, what the members do for me, subscribers, all the people that comment, thumbs up, keeps the channel going, it keeps the algorithm, and I do put a lot of effort in, and so does Tom put a lot of effort in, and I can just say that's what we're doing at the minute. But I do appreciate everyone that's subscribed, comments, and there's a member. Thank you very much to all of you. That being said, if there's anybody got this far, and you like it, subscribe. If you don't, thank you for the view if you've got this far, or if it was just 2 minutes in and one day you watch it again and you say, oh, he's thanked me for me view, I only watched about a couple of minutes. Well, thanks a lot. Helps all the algorithm. It's all that matters. And if everyone can go on to Danny Shore Fishing's last video and comment on it and say, sort your camera out and get filming and put a video up. You only got to do one a month. If you could all go on there and comment, and so he's got to answer them all, that'll be great, because he might actually go out there and get them batteries sorted and go do a video, because I'm getting bored of them. There's nothing to watch. Apart from the Holderness Codfather, go check him out, and Hardcore Fisherman in a Hole. But he's pond dipping now. What's all that about? I think he's got in touch with his feminine side with them pond dippers. But yeah, go check out Holderness Codfather and Hardcore Fisherman in a Hole. There's also Lloydie, he's doing some different stuff now. So that's another channel to go check out, Lloydie. There's also the sticker that's on me box, them retro baits down in Wales called Casters Fishing Wales. Go check them out. Oh, there's all loads and loads and loads to check out, isn't there? Someone down on the beach now. I'll keep an eye on them. I don't want them to come down there and give me any grief. So yeah, it's plenty to look at, plenty to watch, isn't there? Don't think there's any others. No. And John Hobby, it was nice to meet you. I went and bought a rod, and I bought a rod. I haven't told Alan because he'll slap me, tell me off. But I bought a Ziplex ZF250. It is cracking rod. The action on the rod and the feel of the rod, I'm right excited. But I bought that, and it's a bit like a Christmas tree, let's be honest. But I bought it to team up with my Zero Plus, and I've got that other chap called Gary. He was a nice bloke. We had a long chat about building rods and doing this, that and the other. and it's a runner. It's a runner in a red top like mine. And I met on the beach a chap called John Hobby, and it was nice to meet you. We must have been chatting for 3/4 of an hour to an hour. It was great. He was chatting my wife up first, and then he come and chatted to me. Now, all joking aside, I had a good conversation, and hopefully, well, we will do. Come winter time, some nice stairs and steps there as well. It'll be easy to get down. We'll meet up with you on that beach, John, and fish with you. I'll drag Shane along, he won't mind. He talks to anybody, him. But yeah, it was nice meeting you, John Hobby. And I'll meet you again, we'll have a fish. Well, that's that. See you in a bit. Well, I reeled that in, the battery ran out of my camera. I could see it was low, but I didn't think it was that low. So yeah, bait's not touched. I'll show you the bait. It's hurting now. It's just started to hurt again. Yeah, bait's not touched. It's not rigged. It's come unhooked. This is the one, yeah, when I cast this out, it came unhooked. So yeah, it did the damage when it hit the water, but still one hook point there showing, so it would have still hooked a fish. So I've got a crab bait on now. I'll show you this. So we'll get that out, we'll chuck it out. Not going to cast far today with a gret bait and weight today in this wind. It's blowing north-northeast, and yeah, but I just want it to go straight. That went straighter, but yeah, my hip is hurting. There's all sorts of things that affect me, and the main thing is my hip, and it does affect how I cast, because if I move, I'm trying to cast now so I don't move my left leg. That's the problem I have. Right, let's get this other one reeled in. 2 at flabber, and then I'm going to have to move everything back. weed on this. I was hoping it was a fish, but it's not. I'll check this bundle of weed to make sure there ain't nothing in it, but it don't look like it. Got a weed fish. Rock on, Tommy! Well, there weren't a lot fishing there, was there? But it still had bait on the bottom hook, but it was masting all that weed. It's not hard work, is it really? At least I'm out here in the fresh air. Nothing's gonna wind me up today. Nothing. Oh dear. Did you get much of that? Yep. Well, we got a prawn on there. No matter what you do with a prawn, it never straightens out, does it? I suppose if they put them in straight when they were alive and froze them like that. Oh, I need to sit down, which means you got to watch me on my box. But you would just think that you'd be able to straighten the prawn out, but you never can. It always curls up. Rigor mortis, isn't it? So it's to the right already. It's literally pulling left to right. I've had it before. The last time it was like this. Now there's a reason for it, isn't there? I keep saying there's a reason for it. I don't know what that reason is, but there is a reason for it. Oh, for God's sake. That's better. There's a reason for it. Now we've had full moons. Perhaps after a full moon, tide pulls a lot. I don't know. What I'll do is, that time I had a meltdown at Sutton-on-Sea, what I'll do is I'll find that video, find out when it was, if I've got the date in it, because we never put the bloody date in. And I'll be able to go back to that and get my old tide books out, because I keep them, and we'll be able to see what moon phase was, won't I? From what I can remember, the moon was out. I think the moon was in the sky. But yes, right over there to the right. But that don't matter, because I put a prawn on it, didn't I? It come off. Urgh. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up a squid, and I'm going to put a whole squid on, cut it in half, double it, and do it how Sam showed me. So hopefully, because we're here to catch a cod, you know they're about, because I've already caught one. I ain't seen any other cod come off this coast yet, and it don't matter if they catch one and put it up. It don't matter, because I caught mine on the 7th. There's a lot of weed on that last rig I pulled in. I'm wondering whether there's weed on this, but you do tend to find that as it gets to high water it drops out. But high water is at 8 o'clock. Time is 6:15. Now it'll be getting into dark then. It don't matter. I'm a big boy. It's not a problem. I can't go home just because it goes dark and I become a scaredy pants. That ain't gonna happen. Depends how bad the weed gets. If the weed gets bad, and it ain't bad weed really, it just comes off. It's not a problem. We'll see how it goes. But I will be fishing up to high water, definitely. How far I fish past, I don't know. Because obviously if I leave here at 9 o'clock, which is only an hour past high, I ain't gonna get them till 11 o'clock. All has a knock-on effect, you see. Anyhow, see you in a bit. Not even that cyclist in Bootle would get to me today. I'm so chilled, it's unbelievable. Right, well, I'm going to leave it on. You'll not see me for a minute unless Tom edits it out, and then you'll see me casting. Happy with that, not bad. Yeah, I'm happy with that one. That went okay. I'm trying to get back to where I was when Alan showed me. I've lost my way a bit, let's be honest. There's so many things that I've had to do and change, and these steps and then a single step, and it's just too much. So I just want to cast out and get past that gold band. That second gold band, that's far enough for me. And then when the pendulum starts, but I need to get back to basics, and I've lost my way. I was watching my video on Bootle Beach, and I could see, do you know, that's whipped round already straight away. The other one's holding bottom, that one in. Never mind. I watched Bootle Beach and my arm kept collapsing. My arm's meant to be straight until it punches it, but I ain't doing too bad. 2 lessons. I've had a few meltdowns. Things have gone wrong. Keep dragging it to the left. I'm going further down the beach now and having the rod further out to come up and over, and that went straight. Now, probably that cast should have gone to the left because the other one went to the left and it's holding bottom. Need to be casting up there. But that's another thing. When you're used to having it like this and in parallel to the water and all this, as soon as you move yourself and you have all your angles different, your head's screwed. Mine is anyhow. Casting's hard work. It takes years to learn it, and I've come to realise that. If I lived closer to Alan, would I have been having more lessons while he had his field? Yeah, I think I would have been. Probably been having a lesson every week. Would I have been casting better now? Of course I would. But it'll come. But the one thing it has done, it has enabled me to cast out further, whether it's gone to the left or straight. And I have had a lot more fish this season. Now it might be the venue, could be the distance I'm now throwing out. Who knows? It all has an effect, and it all contributes to that fact of catching more fish. So I'm happy, you know. I have the odd meltdown, don't I? And then other times I don't, so just take it, don't you? But it's a nice day, it's a nice evening, it's overcast. It's not too cold, but the wind's blowing a bit. It's calmed down a bit. It did about an hour ago, it was blowing a lot more, but now it's not blowing so much. So, but yeah, not caught anything yet. We're blanking. Looks like it's going to be a casters fishing whales video, innit? I need the old web dog with me. He catch. Right. Swap these rigs around, these rods around. because that one's holding bottom and that one in, which is good. We'll see. I've cast it out further because I think the weed's all in close, and if that's the case, then I'll put the flapper away. But the other rigs are coming back with perfect bait on, so what do you do at 10 to 2? Well, I've put the gel on now. I've put the gel on now, and I must have hit the right spot with it. I had me trousers round my ankles, my pants were round my knees, coat falling down. It was a nightmare trying to fight this going up, this going down, gel sliding off my finger, but gel tube in my mouth. But yeah, I got there in the end, got it on the right spot, and it's instant it is unbelievable. So you never know, if they do an injection, the injection might just sort it out and I'll be able to survive a bit longer before I have to have an operation. But yeah, weeds flying up the line now. My baits are holding bottom though, so I don't think there's too much weed. They're both out at distance as far as I can throw it today, but I have got a wind blowing at me to the side. There was a huge bird, I don't know what it was, flying out into the sky, and it weren't going anywhere. It was flapping its wings, it weren't going anywhere, and then all of a sudden it just tilted to the side and flew back inland. So I guess it's landed and put its feet up for the night, I suppose. Wind don't sound too bad now. It's a lot better than it was, but it's still blowing. But then, never mind. We shall bring in the rod in a bit, and then I'll send the flapper rig out. I'll put bait elastic on the squid because the squid had tore where I threaded it through the hook. It did what I said last week, the perforations when you tear it, it had torn it. So I've put bait elastic on it to hold it on. The whole idea of them bait holder hooks is so you don't put any flipping elastic on. But I have ordered some new hooks with a wide gape, so hopefully that might sort the problem out. But they've got no bait holders on, so I'll still have to elasticate. But they'll be good also for the prawn, for going up the middle of the prawn. You can only try these things. I'm still hunting around for hooks and stuff, and fishing, it's a non-stop trying to learn and buy new things that might improve things. At the end of the day, if the fish isn't there, you're not going to catch nothing, are you? Or even anything. So I'll bring you back when I reel this in. See you in a bit. Fish there. Oh dear. Right. grab the camera and go this way. Well, these lights I've got here are gone right dim, look. God knows whether they're the old ones or the new ones. Don't know. Can do without them going. 20 odd quid each. Perhaps it's just gone from the intense light and it's getting affected, but there you go. There's not a lot you can do about that, is there? So we've got the 2 at flapper out. I don't think I'm going to be here for much longer. I'm going to reel the other rod in. The bait on that last rig was fine. The bait is still on it, in fact. So what I'm going to do is change that bait to a fresh bait. I'm going to put a full squid on, and that'll probably be my last cast, unless this 2 at flapper catch something. I mean, it's night time now. We're coming up to high water. What's the time? Sit rep on time. 7:47. So my video has been live for 47 minutes. Oh dear. Don't forget to go check out Case to Tackle. Yeah, don't forget to check out Case to Tackle. He does a lot of good weights, all loads of tackle and stuff. Sells everything apart from fishing rods and line. There might be something else, but ring him up, have a chat with him, go on his website. He should have his new website up by now, I'd have thought. And I don't go on his website because I phone him up and just talk to him, because I know what I want, and once you get to know what you want, you don't really change much. Well, some people do, but I don't. So yeah, go check out Case to Tackle. You know the score, videos on the channel. It's an absolutely beautiful night. It's not cold. The wind is making it chilly. Might make your back quiver a bit, but it's not too bad. By the time I start walking up that cliff and all the way to the van, it's I'll certainly be warm then. But yeah, what do you do? You'd think when it gets dark you'd be catching, but then the water was brown like Bistu gravy anyhow, so you should be catching in that. So there's no fish about, is there? There weren't many fish. Well, there was no fish about last Wednesday, but I was caught that codlin. That's why I've come here today, to catch another codlin. I probably have caught a codlin where I was going to go, but just didn't have time to get there. But I will be there. Time you watch this, I'd have fished it probably. Right, I'll bring you back when I'll be back in a bit when I reel this in. I'm going to change, I'll bait up another rig, it's hanging there. I'll bait that up, full squid, and that'll probably be my last one, unless the 2-hook flapper. I'll probably bring the 2-hook flapper in and put another bait on that and chuck that out as well. Time will tell. It's certainly not a nasty night being on the beach, but I am the only one on the beach. As you can see, there's no one down there because there's no lights. And there's no one down there. It's just me on me lonesome. Well, it's a sudden knockdown, isn't it, from all the catching we did during summer. And then I caught the codlin last week, and now it's not looking good. But you'd think at night time, in the dark, you'd be getting some bites, wouldn't you? But nothing there. I've baited up the rig with a full squid on, pennel hooks. We'll give that a chuck out and see what happens. Over high, there shouldn't be much weed about, but we'll see. How long am I going to be here? Really, I should be here till 10 o'clock, to be honest. But I've enjoyed myself today. I've enjoyed this session because I know I'm not going to get out next week, this weekend. And it's been nice. It's just nice coming to the beach and fishing. And before anyone says that, I don't like the sand. It gets bloody everywhere, and I've got to hoover the van out tomorrow. But you have to put up with these things to enjoy coming here, don't you? Nothing happening. I've got another rig to chuck out. I shall probably bait up the 2-hook flapper again. And then that'll be my lot, I would say. Don't really want to be here till 10 o'clock. I would do, if I'd caught 3 or 4 fish, I would stop there till 10 o'clock. But I'm certainly not walking back down the beach with my gear, I'll tell you that. But it's been enjoyable. It's been nice to get out. And tomorrow, well, tomorrow will be a rest day, I think, because I'll be about buggered, so I shall get some jobs done in the house. I'm going to start my last rod bag for the Ziplex ZF 250. Clean all my gear. Chuck out rigs that are knackered now. Tie some more. Start this shower. That's what I'm going to do. And then hopefully we can go through all the photographs at night time. That'd be good. That'd be like 2 jobs started. We've got to get done. We've got a bedroom that's just a storeroom at the minute, and I want to get a bed in it. So yeah, anyhow, I'll be back in a bit when I reel these in and cast out again. Well, it's a little bit rough, but it's only because what's that on, for God's sake? But it's only because it's hitting the slope of the beach. That's why it's like that. But yeah, you'd think you'd get a bite, wouldn't you? You'd think there'd be something about. There's coloured water. It's night time. It's not cold. It's not warm. But there you go. See you in a bit. Nothing on that. I checked down to make sure there was nothing on it. You want the fish laid out. Now the water's pulling the other way. We'll start going from right to left soon. So hopefully. Right, well, where are we at? Well, it's night time. It's dark. And yeah, you would think we'd have a bite, wouldn't you? But obviously, no bites today. We've still got baits in the water. I've got a 2-hook flapper, which has probably now got new bait on it, but I've got a full squid on that. We've chucked that out fairly well. I just relaxedly, that's like relax and relax. I just leisurely, there's the word, leisurely chucked that out, and it went okay. A little bit puffed up at the end because I didn't put my thumb on it in time, but it's out there. The water looks like it is receded a bit, but there is the odd wave that comes in big. So we've got that out there, we're fishing. The water should be moving from right to left now. We will see. I'm going to put that rig away and that weight away that I've just took off, and I shall then reel in the 2-hook flapper and we'll see what that's like. I may chuck that out again, but then when I reel in from then on, everything will go away and that'll be the end. It's not cold. The wind has dropped a lot. It's still a little bit windy, but it's not gusting huge. We had a couple of hours or an hour and a half where it was gusting really strong, but it's okay now. Nothing's bothered me tonight, has it? Even though I've torn my hernia a bit more and it's hurting like hell, and my hip hurts, but I've put loads of gel on. I was just worried my pants would fall down to my ankles and I'd get sand in it, because that wouldn't be good, would it? Sand in your crown jewels. I wouldn't want that. That'd be a bit harsh, wouldn't it? But yeah, no, that went all right. So yeah, we'll just keep watching it. It's lovely being on the beach on your own. It's can't see nothing for a mile each way. It's just black and dark. But we're here. You got to give it a go, ain't you? Let me just wipe that. Yeah, you got to give it a go, ain't you? So wouldn't it be nice just to have a fish out, catch something? It's but it's just the way it is, isn't it? That's why it's called fishing. This isn't where I wanted to be today, but if the tides were another 2 hours further on, then I'd have been able to make it. But that's the problem with living so far away. And then the tides aren't so good for the next few weeks, so it's like you miss out on it. And but that's how it's dealt into. So we'll get there. It won't be such a low tide, but we'll get there. We'll do it. Oh, it's going to be winter soon. You're going to have to bring 20 million lights. She'll probably come and fish these beaches when I can. Definitely when I can. On like a morning tide. So you get up in the morning, get here, and it's daylight. So you ain't got to take the lights and do all that. Because there's enough. If you, like I was speaking to John about, John Hobby, he said he can't believe that you fish and then you're filming as well. You've got so much to do. But then on top of that, you got your lights as well. I know it all comes under filming, but your lights, you've got to turn them all on. So if I can just eradicate something, it'll make it easier. But yeah, I will be fishing winter time through the night again, no doubt. It's a lot easier at the river. But then if you go to places too many times, you get bloody idiots keep saying to you, oh, you're still there. But you know, you got to do what's right for you, ain't you? And whatever that is what it is. And if that's the river, then I go to the river. I'll try and fish the beaches during daylight hours. There ain't many of them. I'll get there in the mornings and fish, but then that's limited to the tides. You can only do that on the tides that enable you to do it. So just got to box a bit clever, I think, this year. Anyhow, I shall bring you back when I reel these in. Well, nothing on that. No bait on it either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that rod away, to be honest. Put that rig away. That leaves the one out there fishing. It's a full squid on that, so it should be okay. And I can just watch it. You know, got to try and catch something. But you need a big bait, don't you? We want a big fish. Well, my weights are holding bottom now. Where I'm slinging them, they're holding there. So that left to right pull is gone because it's at high water, slacked off, and I guess the crabs have come out to play because there was no bait on the last rig. There's no bait on this one either. So what I'll do is put this all away, bring you back while I reel the last rod in. It is one of those sessions, isn't it? But certainly trying hard for you. Well, I'm trying hard for myself, let alone anyone else. I actually do fish for myself, to be honest. I just film it to share it with others. Right, well, we'll get this reeled in. This was the full squid. It's the last rod. It's the last reel in. The moon is trying to come up. I thought it had been up by now. I've been sat here watching it, thinking it might come up shortly, but it hasn't. I just put to Alan. He's given me a right what for and said go back to basics. Like I say, I've lost my way with it. Trying too hard, trying this, trying that. Think you know what you're doing, and you don't. You need that special chap called Alan to help you, and that's what I'll be getting shortly. But I'm going to go back to basics like what I've said tonight. I'm not going to swing the lead out. Well, I might do. It's just annoying when you swing the lead out and it hits on the sand that it then unhooks, does your head in. But what I'll do is, even if I walk into it, I should keep the rod more straight back, not round, trying to get more power and everything. And like I say, I lost my way. So I've had a nice chat with Alan. Thank you, Alan. Speak to you tomorrow, mate. And let's get this in. I doubt if there's anything on it, but you never know. You never know. But it's been a good night. It's been nice being on this beach. And I ain't had a meltdown. I ain't had a rage or anything ever. It's been brilliant. No Shane either. show that bait is pretty much the same as it went out. Something's had a nibble at the bottom because it's nibbled the tip off, and you can see the backbone of the squid. The head's gone. So there's crabs out there, isn't there? The tide isn't pulling so much now, and on top of that the weed has gone because I've got no weed on the rod, and crabs have come out to play, haven't they? Right, let's just check this is still filming. So, itchy head. So yeah, this has been fishing the Yorkshire coast. We came here with the intentions, well, I was going to go to a different mark. We will be going there soon. Just got to get a few more bits sorted, but I could have gone today anyhow. But as soon as I realised I weren't going, I stripped the tips off my rods to replace them, and I need to get a couple of bits box and stuff so that I can fill my bag up. But yeah, we've been there, Yorkshire coast, fishing. Caught a cod last week on the 7th of November, 7th of September. And there we are on the 14th, trying to do the same again, and no joy. So it ain't worked out tonight, but like I say, you've got to be on the beach to actually have a chance of catching a codlin or any other fish, because I wouldn't be bothered if I caught 2 or 3 dabs, to be honest. Just been nice to catch something. But it's been up against us a little bit. It's been a strong tide pull and lots of seaweed, but it's been enjoyable. And that moon ain't come up yet. So what else is there to say? Well, nothing really. I've got to climb up that cliff after putting all my gear away. Probably got half an hour's walk back to the van, and then I'm going to go to McDonald's, I think, and have my tea. I've got a wrap in my bag to eat and a bar of chocolate that the wife kindly got me. Thanks a lot, pet. Much appreciated. I didn't like the egg sandwich though, that was crap. I was looking forward to making my own salmon paste sandwiches, but because I do like to live the high life with salmon paste, but we ain't got no bread in the house. Probably why the wife bought me the sandwiches. But yeah, no, this has been fishing the Yorkshire coast. We will be back here again. I'm going to be fishing Wivensea as well. Try and meet up with John as well. Bring Shane along as well, as soon as he can start getting out. The weather's right, that's the main problem at the minute, is the weather's crap. Yeah, too many ums, that's what I think. But the next time you see me, I will be on the beach fishing. That was an R. But no, I will be fishing either a beach somewhere, or we could be at the river, couldn't we? But I ain't going to be going to the river all the time. I do want to fish these beaches, especially while you can get down the cliffs before it gets too slimy. But then there's other areas you can go that you can get access. So it's all been good. So the next time you see me, it will be on a beach probably, to be honest. And thank you for watching. Don't forget, if you've enjoyed this, click the old subscribe button. Help me out, because it's like pulling hen's teeth, to be honest. I think I had 20 subscribers in the last 28 days, and I checked last night, I had a little impulse of, I'm up at 40 now, so it's going okay. At least all my subscribers actually watch, or a high percentage of them watch, because I do get good views. And if you get good views, and it's in relation to subscribers. You know, it's a good organic channel, let's just say that. So thank you to everyone that's subscribed, who views, comments and everything else. And yeah, next time you see me it will be on a beach, and I ain't going to say that anymore, because I'll say I'll see you anon. Waiting for them to go hard.